Okay, so we are recording. I'm going to mute everybody just for the sole purpose of just knocking it out in 15 minutes. And then if anybody has questions or anything at the end, I'll unmute everybody and you can ask. So I am also, actually, I just did it where people can unmute themselves. So if you do have a question, feel free to like unmute yourself and hop in. And then I have notes. So if I kind of sound like a robot, sorry, I just want to do it so I stay on track and I can knock it out literally in like 15-20 minutes and not ramble and talk about like literally anything else. So your niche is literally like your target audience. It's the people that you want to talk to. It's so important because first off, like you don't want to just talk to everybody in the world. You want to narrow down and talk to the person who you're supposed to be linking arms with on this journey. The person that like when they read your posts, they're like, dang, like I feel that, like I want to do this. It tugs on their heartstrings. You want to like evoke some sort of like emotion so people want to be on this journey with you. One of the reasons that I was so compelled to start this and like even step outside of my comfort zone of, you know, having my normal 9-to-5 life is because I could not stop watching this girl's page. That was just, it's not like it was even perfect, but she lived this life that was just like, it was so colorful and it was so vibrant and like she spoke to me. It was literally like creating your dream life. That's like kind of like what her niche was, and she had a specific target audience, and that's what it is. It's narrowing down like so heavy on the audience that you want to serve that they cannot ignore you. Now granted, not everybody's going to jump in at the exact same time. Not everybody is just going to be like, oh my gosh, this is for me, like the minute that you start posting 5 days in a row. But even if it's somebody like me who, for instance, like it took me 2 years to say yes and even start network marketing. Even if it's somebody like me, you're speaking directly to me. You're literally pulling on my heart for 2 years to the point like where I can't ignore you. Your posts are so up in my face. So how do I also, on the note of not ignoring someone, like how do you also stand out amongst other network marketers in this industry? Like there's so many people. There's people doing shakes. There's people doing patches and wraps, and people doing oils and coffee, literally everything. And you see some people's pages where they get like seriously 300 likes on every single photo, and then you see some people who they're just struggling to have some engagement. So another thing is too, like how do you make yourself stand out amongst everybody else so that people gravitate towards you? So first things first is, in order to stand out in this market, you have to be bold. You have to figure out who you are and like what it is about your personality that is like that makes you you. Because the one thing that nobody can compete with is me. Like no one can compete with me and who I am, because there's not another me on the planet. You cannot try and compete with my personality because I'm my own person. I am myself. You can't even bring the same things that like I bring to the table, because I am so unique in my own individual ways that like you can't duplicate me. Like you can sit there and you can copy and paste my posts, but you don't have my energy. You don't have my vibe. You don't have my boldness. If you want to stand out amongst other people where people feel drawn to you, like literally they gravitate towards you, you need to be bold in whatever it is that your personality like screams about you. Like for instance, Jen on here, like she's so happy. She has such a big heart. And like literally, like when you look at her page and even when you're around her, like literally you just gravitate towards her because of happiness. She's so happy. And so even if I didn't know what her niche was, I knew that if I was going to be around her, like her happiness is going to rub off on me. I'm going to feel happier. I'm not going to feel stressed out. I'm not going to feel pushed. I'm not going to feel like I'm stretched in all these different directions, because that's not the vibe she gets off. So you got to get right with your vibe, and you have to figure out what it is that makes you bold. And bold doesn't mean like, oh my gosh, I'm an alpha, I'm a shark. Like if you're a whale or you're a dolphin or you're an urchin, what specific personality trait about you makes you jump out? Another thing too, like make sure like when you're making your personality pop, make sure you're putting selfies up. Like put your face on there. People, again, like people want to do business with people that they like, know, and trust. And if you're not putting selfies up there, you're not talking in your stories, you're not going live, People can't get to know you. They don't feel like they know your personality. They don't feel like they can't get to like know your boldness if you're not putting your face to your name. Have you ever like seen a real estate agent like put a sign in somebody's like yard, or like, you know, did their what's it called, like their big billboard without their face on it? No, you're not gonna, somebody is not gonna trust somebody with just their name on a billboard to sell your $850,000 home. You are doing the exact same thing. You are selling a dream. You are selling a lifestyle. You are allowing people to completely recreate their normal. So your face has to be attached to your name. It's the same concept as a real estate agent. Like, you have to, the two go hand in hand together. So make sure your face is there attached with your name and that boldness. Like, figure out who you are and what makes you you that nobody else can duplicate. And it's okay. Other people may be funny. Other people may have like a really loud personality like I do, but they're not me. They can't compete with my personality. You can't duplicate me. You can't copy and paste me anywhere else because it's not them. You can't consistently do that ever. Like, you have to stay you and who you are. Also, you need to be super clear in your purpose. Like, so clear that you know what you want. If you don't know what you want, then how can you offer other people, how can you help other people if you don't even know what you want? Write down what your why is. Write down what your purpose is. Who do you want to serve? Who do you want to bring along with you? For me, like, I want to serve the type of person who is like just dying for something more in life, who has such a vanilla life that they need color. They want their life to look like a vacation. I want my life to live like I want to live like my life is a vacation. Like, I have so many things on my dream board that I want for myself, so I can literally just like like I live like in a real vacation. Like, I don't have to go out to an all-inclusive resort because my life is already an all-inclusive resort. Like, that's what I want. And my purpose is to create that for other people who need that clarity and that color and who just need more. So get clear on your personality, get clear on your purpose, write down what your purpose is, not just your why, not that you want like a 6-figure savings account, not that you want to clear your debt. What is your purpose? The overall reaching goal. How can you be a servant leader and bring other people on your purpose with you? Because if you don't have a clear-cut purpose, then again, like, people aren't going to feel like you're speaking to them. They may feel some sort of emotion when they read your post because they may be happy for you, or they're like, oh, good for her. You go, Glen Coco. Good for you. But like, they're not going to feel like they belong on that journey with you. Are you making people feel like they belong with you? Is that the thing? Like, make them feel like that purpose is their purpose too. And lastly, for the first part, before I get down to like really narrowing down your audience, is your promise. What are you promising people? What are you offering them? And that's your promise. It's tied to your promise. So like, I am promising people, like, if you do not give up on yourself, I will never give up on somebody. I don't care if you are the most annoying person in the world. I will never give up on somebody. Like, the only reason you will not recreate your normal, the only reason you won't have a life that, like, life by design, whatever you want it to look like, is because you gave up on yourself, not because I gave up on you. What are you offering to people? What are you going to promise people? Are you going to promise people that, like, you can teach them how to, like, bring out that self-confidence, bring out that shine in them? Are you going to bring out in people like how to be a servant leader, how to be a team player? Like, what are you promising other people that you can do for them? Because again, like, if you don't know the purpose and you don't know what you're promising people, then again, like, what people need clarity. What clarity are you giving them? So what I want y'all to write down, or I guess I could put this in the chat, and if y'all need to copy and paste this into your notes, because I actually took notes on mine, I want you to write down these 3 questions. I'll put them in the chat, and if you need to save them in your iPhone notes or Galaxy, I don't even know if it's not an iPhone what it's even called, so never mind, I'm not gonna say that because now I sound like an idiot. But in the chat box, there are 3 questions. Yeah, see, look, homegirl's like real estate thing. Her picture is there because no one's gonna trust Jenny's sign without Jenny's face. Yes, that's so perfect. How ironic. So 3 questions I want you to write down. What problem do you solve? Who do you serve? And why would they choose you? And I'm not going to make you like answer these questions right now. It's almost just like a worksheet of like how you can get super clear on the people that you want to serve. And I'm not saying that this is going to be like all up in your posts. Like every time you write a post, you have to have like this matrix thing in your head of like who and how and what and when. But if you get clear, like if I'm, everyone knows I love to talk in my stories. So if I'm sitting here and I touch on these things, like who I want to serve, I'm going to feel that connection with people. People are going to feel drawn with me because I'm so clear on my purpose and I'm so clear on the people that I want to come with me that they feel it too because I've narrowed down on them. So what problem do you solve? Who do you serve? And why would they choose you? So write those things down whenever you get a chance. What problem do you solve? Who do you serve? And why would they choose you? Next thing that I want you to pull out of the chat is another little fill in the blank thing that I took from a workshop I was in when I did like an Instagram training. So if you look in the chat, let me know if you don't see it. I help blank. So who do you help? I help blank do blank. So what are you helping them do? So that blank, like what are the results that they're gonna see, unlike blank because blank. So I help women recreate their normal so that they can feel more, they can feel color in their life, unlike living life on repeat, because they deserve more for themselves. It's almost like your mission statement of who you're helping. Again, like if you get super clear on who you want to help, posting will become 10 times easier because you know exactly. I think I may be freezing. Hold on, I'm gonna go downstairs. Hold on one second, guys. I hope I'm not the one freezing in this and I'm messing this up. 1 second. Okay, am I freezing? Can y'all give me a thumbs up or thumbs down? I am? Okay, okay. Well, I'm gonna go in my room real quick because that's where the box is. Okay. I feel like
I mean, like, I think you're good. I don't, but your voice is good. I wasn't really watching the video, but
okay,
it
good.
sounds good.
As long as there's a voice to it. I feel like a pilgrim that I have to be close to my router. Like I don't know what is going on, but whatever. Okay, so again, it's kind of like your mission statement. Like if you get really clear on the person that you want to help, your posts and like what you want to help them do, your posts are going to start coming to you 10 times easier. When you need to talk in your stories, like the things that you want to say, the message that you want to convey, it's going to come out so much easier. Like I love talking in my stories in the middle of the day because it shows people, and every now and then I'll throw in my story of like that I was a teacher, like living life on repeat, like blah, 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 blah. Like I throw in my story and then I'm like, but you guys, like check out this sunshine. Like check out, my kids are in the backyard. Like, do you freaking hear that? That is freedom. I made that. I made this. I literally created my life. And like, you cannot tell me like if somebody like was in a position like where they just felt so overwhelmed, they just felt so drained, they hated their job, they wanted nothing more to be than a stay-at-home mom. I don't even care if they're a mom. If you want to stay at home all day and just drink margaritas by the pool and be tan, dude, more power to you. I'm not even just talking to moms. Like I'm straight up talking to the person that wants to recreate their life, and literally they have this idea in their mind of like what their like dream life looks like. I want to help them create that because that's what I'm doing for myself. I'm not to my Z yet. I haven't gone through the alphabet and created my whole entire dream life, but I've done a pretty damn good job so far. And that's what I want to help other people do too. So that little mission statement, I help blank do blank. So that blank, unlike, because, why, pretty much. So it's in, I'll put it in here one more time. And I'll also put it in the chat too, I guess when I post this in the team page so they can see it. But seriously, fill out that mission statement. It will help so much. So last thing I want to touch on is literally how to define your target audience and where to find these people. Because yeah, it's all fine and dandy like when you have this idea of who you want to serve, but then like, okay, how do I find them? Like where are these people? So first things first, figure out who you want to serve. So for me, I want to serve I guess men or women, it really doesn't matter. It could be men or women, but I'm just right now specifically speaking to y'all so I can give a clear cut, like just example of who I want to serve. For me, women, I want to serve women. The age. Now this is so important, okay? You cannot choose a range 25. Well, I want to serve women 25 to 43. And here is why. A 25-year-old is in a completely different chapter in her life than somebody is who is 43. If I'm like trying to, let's say like yoga, for instance, like if I'm trying to promote yoga, if I was a yoga instructor or I did like athletic apparel or whatever, if I was that type of rep, if I'm trying to appeal to a 25-year-old, I would be like, how to get a hot yoga bod right before your wedding. That's not going to appeal to a 43-year-old. A 43-year-old, I would be like, how to squeeze in a morning sweat all before the kids wake up. Like, do you understand? Like, that's two completely different. You cannot say my target is women age 25 through 43 because those women are in two different chapters of their life. And so I would say, like think back to like where you are or where your sisters are, or where your family members are, like in certain areas of their life. Like I'm not 43, so I can't really tell you what a 43-year-old's life looks like, but I'm 30, so I can tell you what I thought of when I was 25, and I can tell you when I thought of when I was 21, and it changes so much. So narrow down on your age. Like, so for me, I really do. I want to help people like specifically in between 27, their late 20s to their mid 30s, because that's roughly when you think that you would have had your life figured out, but you hate your job all of a sudden and you need more for yourself. And you thought life would have looked a hell of a lot different by the time you turned 30. You thought just because you had 2 degrees that you wouldn't feel so ran down into the ground. You wouldn't feel like you had to like go get a drink at 3 p.m. every Friday because that's how much you hate your freaking life. Like, I want to speak to those people who literally need to like revive themselves. It's almost like a midlife crisis, like it's like a millennial midlife crisis. Ooh, that's good. I'm claiming that for sure. That's mine. Millennial midlife crisis. That's my age gap that I'm talking to. So now, what does life look like at that age? Now think about things like that. So for me, like 27, 30, 32, like where would these people be? They're probably checking out at Target. So they probably check into Target. They probably check into locations like Starbucks. They probably go to happy hour with their friends. They probably check in at gyms. Think about where these people are. Okay. And I'm not saying like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to go to 24-hour fitness because I'm going to go stalk all the 31-year-olds too, because they all need more in their life. No, in terms of social media, if you want to run your business belly to belly, yes, hands down, think about where those people are and where I guess you could run into people like that. I don't know. I'm not somebody who really likes to run my business belly to belly. But in terms of social media, I'm going to look up places like Target. I'm going to look up places like Starbucks. I'm going to look up places like 24-hour fitness, and girls who are in the mirrors taking selfies of their mom butts, and they're like, #goals. I have 2 kids. I'm like, you got to go to work tomorrow at 8 p.m. or at 8 a.m. Shouldn't you be at home? Like, and I'm going to send them a friend request. Okay. Like, those are the people. Think about where these people are. So at the end of the day, these are the really important things. Your content, like when people read your content, when you narrow down in your niche, your content should make them feel known, seen, and heard. Like, literally when they read your post, you want them to think, how the hell did they get inside my head? Like, how the heck, like, do they know what I'm thinking? Like, I feel that, like, you know, like when you read a meme and the meme is so spot on. Like, I posted one in my story earlier about like kids just coming back and asking again and again and again for the same crap. And then finally you're just like, you know what, maybe. And then you just like realize you made a huge mistake because they're going to keep coming back because you told them maybe. And I'm like, oh, that ain't my life. Now, if you do that with a post, and they feel that, they're like, dang, I feel that post. If you really get so clear on your post that you are inside their head, you are inside their heart, you are inside their soul, like, you don't have to hunt anybody. You don't have to stalk anybody's profile.
They want you. They're looking for you because you hold the key to their tomorrow. You hold the key to being able to change what their current reality is. And so if your post can like evoke something like that, if you get so clear down to the person that you're talking to, and literally that mindset of who that person is, it's done. The work is done for you. All you have to do is come up with the content to be able to talk to them. And the content just comes from you and your heart and your soul and your self-development and where you are and who you're growing to. So get in their minds, get down in your heart and figure out who you're talking to. So I hope that helps in terms of like where to find these people. Again, you can search hashtags. Like again, I love adding people from hashtags. I do most of my business on Instagram. So like I search in geotags, like where people have checked in. A Facebook, if you run your business on Facebook, get into some groups. There are groups, if you are like a teacher, there are teacher groups, there's mom groups, there's exercise groups, there's yoga groups, there's groups with people with brown hair, there's groups for freaking dinosaur lovers, there's groups for everybody. Find a group and become Facebook best friends with all those dinosaur lovers and speak to some dinosaur lovers and add them as friends eventually as you build that relationship. On Instagram, just search hashtags. Like my hashtags, like I love like hashtag vacation lifestyle, hashtag vacation mindset. Like I search those hashtags because those are the people that want to feel like they're always on vacation. I'm like, yes, we are the same. Me too. Like I swear my backyard is going to look like a lagoon as soon as I can get my husband to put the money down. I don't know why he keeps telling me no. I don't really understand that. But like I want people who want to like feel that. So search hashtags, get into some mom groups, search geotags. Like when I say geotags, like places where people check in, like if it's Starbucks, if it's the museum, if it's the gym, if it's the local park, if it's the Nike outlet store, like think about where these people are and find them, you guys. It's that easy. Social media literally tells you everything about someone's life. So, but that's all I got for you. I'm really freaking proud of myself. I kept this at 25 minutes. I'm really proud of myself. So I am going to upload this onto my YouTube and then I'm going to put it into the team chat. I'm going to unmute everybody real quick. Is everybody, I think I unmuted everybody. Yeah. Is everyone good? Anybody have questions at all?
That was great.
Yay. Okay. Well, I'm going to
That was good.
stop this.